please welcome the lovely and talented Deanna Jernigan. Deanna
Jernigan. Thanks, Charlie. He is my fellow November birthday. Yes. My birthday was last Saturday. I'm really excited about that. So I love it. I love being a November birthday. I love that I get to have cake. I love cake. And we have my birthday, then we have Thanksgiving, then we have Christmas, then we have New Year's, and we have Valentine's Day. I buy myself chocolate. So pretty much from November through February, it's just a sleigh right into sweatpants for me. Just sleigh right into sweatpants. It does not stop. And I love it because I'm a foodie. I'm a big, hardcore foodie. In fact, I used to weigh over 300 pounds. Yes, I used to weigh over 300 pounds. Which is pretty much like wearing John Goodman as a coach 365 days of the year. It's a very sweaty experience. He changes for the seasons. So we have our summer John Goodman. That would be John Goodman in Argo. He wears shorts, the Bermuda shirt, good to go. Then we have our winter John Goodman. You know, he's got a little more fuzz. He's wearing the flannel in Roseanne. So yeah, 300 pounds. It was pretty rough. I wrote a couple of books about it. You might have heard of them. We had 50 Shades of Crazing. And then the sequel, Eat, Pray, Eat Some More. Starting to make a documentary about it, but I heard that the title I wanted was already taken. You heard some old movie called The Hunger Games? I don't know. But yeah, I love it. I love it. And I'm actually still really, really obsessed with food and weight and dieting. One of my favorite shows is about that. It comes on the BBC. Anybody have the BBC? Anybody have that expensive cable? Anybody have the BBC? Nobody? One person? Anybody? Oh, okay. Are you single?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later. Not a good cable. Is that so much to have? So I love this show. It's called Super Size versus Super Skinny on the BBC. And the premise is they take two people, one super big person and one super skinny person, and they make them switch food plans for a week. Yeah. So the host comes on and she introduces us to these two people in each episode. So she comes on and the host goes, on this week's episode, we're going to meet George and Janet. George weighs 597 pounds. For breakfast, he has 15 loaves of bread, 16 pounds of bacon, a milk truck, and a toddler. Then we have Janet. Janet weighs 89 pounds. For breakfast, she has air. For lunch, she has a pickle. Let's talk to George, shall we? And then George comes on. I really like takeaway food. I like Italian takeaway with all the cheese and all that. I don't like Chinese takeaway because they give you them little cookies with advice inside. Last one I read said, stop eating. Didn't like that. Then the host comes back. So now let's talk to Janet. So Janet comes on. I like takeaway too, and I like snacks. Sometimes when I get real hungry, I lick a potato chip. Then I put it back in the bag and save it for later. So by the end of the episode, Janet gains like maybe a half a pound, and George loses like 50 pounds, and George eats Janet. I gotta find some more people. So yeah, that's still my obsession. And I get a lot of really awkward moments now that I'm not overweight anymore, like especially when I travel is really interesting. So I'll get on a plane, for example, and the last time I flew, I got that window seat. And I felt really bad about it, you know, trying to squeeze in the aisle. So I get there and there's somebody already sitting in the middle seat. So I said to her, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to squeeze past you. I'm the one at the window. And the woman says, oh, don't worry, I saw some big people coming in. I'm relieved to see you. And I thought, should I stick up for my fat brethren? Should I say something? But rule number one of Fat Club is you don't talk about Fat Club. Especially once you get out of Fat Club. secret handshake. We have a secret milkshake. And the secret, bacon. Secret in everything. So I date a lot now that I'm not as big, unsuccessfully. But it happens, and I have weird taste. I like white guys with a sprinkle of Jew. No idea where that came from. It just is what it is. And I'm terrible at dating. I'm so terrible at dating. I mean, I can honestly say the only thing I've learned from dating so far is how to hold a fart for 2 hours. That's as far as I've gotten. And even that does not guarantee a second date. Still don't call. It is not foolproof. And it's just awkward to behold the whole me and dating thing. You know, Adam talked a little bit about Star Wars. My dating life is very much like Star Wars. So if I don't like a guy, I'm very much like Yoda. I'm very calm and composed. You know, we'll be on the date and I'm like, pay for my dinner or not. There is no try. Call me or not. I do not care. But if I like the guy, I get just really nervous and I kind of turn into Chewbacca. So he'll be asking me questions. He's like, so where are you from? And I'm like, no. What do you like to do for fun? And then the big question, do you want to go out again? And then I just cover my face and flee in shame. And I'm like, I can't handle it. I can't handle the dating. It's just it's so weird. I tried to do the online dating thing, guys, online. I know at least half of you are because I've seen your profile. So I tried to do the online thing, and that's really, really, really interesting because there's a whole catfishing situation. Are you guys familiar with catfishing? What that thing is? It's when you post a picture or you see someone post a picture and then the person that shows up is not the person in the picture. So fortunately I have not been catfished, but I have been tilapia'd. And that's when a person shows up and it is them, but it's them from like 20 years ago. And I should have known, you know, I see this picture of this guy and he's rocking like a ducktail and like high faded jeans. And he's looking like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. But I am not that hip. I'm like, you know, maybe cross colors are coming back. And I just didn't get the memo. But it's not. He showed up and he was like 20 years older. So the first online date I went on was really, really interesting. So I met this guy at Starbucks, and Starbucks is like the official sponsor of Awkward First Dates everywhere. And I show up and he meets me there, and I'm like, should we get coffee, you know, because we're at Starbucks? So he says, well, I don't believe in paying for food or drinks out, but if you come back to my apartment, I can make you a salad for free. So on our next date, yeah, there was a second. I mean, you gotta give people a chance. So on our next date, we went bowling, and then he asked if I wanted to listen to a mixtape in his car. So I'm like, okay, it's interesting. This is very Saved by the Bell. I'll roll with this. So I get in his car, and he puts in the mixtape, and then he looks at me and he says, would you like to try my nuts? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what happens on To Catch a Predator. This is why my mom did not want me to buy a laptop. This is what happens when you go online and you have access and you meet these strangers, and now he's gonna pull out his nuts and I don't know what to do because I dropped out Muay Thai. So he reaches over and he pulls out a container of Costco Kirkland Signature mixed nuts. So, you know, he just figured I needed a snack. So the wedding is next week. And you guys are all invited. It's gonna be pretty all white with a sprinkle of Jew. So yeah, you guys have been a great audience. Thank you so much.
Deanna Jernigan! Folks, that's Deanna Jernigan. Give her another big hand. We'll see you right at once. Give Deanna another big hand. Come on, Deanna. catfishing was. I learned that, okay? So I learned millet and catfishing tonight. See, you're learning stuff tonight. This is important stuff. This is educational. It's a good thing. So, okay, so far